Hello and welcome to Essentia. In this video we will demonstrate with the utmost precision why the very fact that anything exists points inexorably to the existence of a first cause, an uncaused necessary being that we call God. Consider that you know what a thing is without knowing whether it exists. Suppose a person has never heard of lions, pterodactyls, or unicorns. Describe each to him in detail. If you then ask which of these exists, which used to exist, and which never existed, he would be unable to determine this from their essence alone. This reveals an important metaphysical principle. The essence of a thing, that is to say what it is distinct from its existence, or that it is. For any of the things we know from experience, stones, trees, dogs, human beings, there is a real distinction between essence and existence. If this distinction were not real but merely conceptual, then we could determine whether a thing exists merely from knowing its essence, but we cannot. Furthermore, if essence and existence were identical and contingent things, then they would exist necessarily, which they do not. If a thing's essence is distinct from its existence, then its existence must be imparted to it by something outside of it. Otherwise, it would have to impart existence to itself, which is impossible, for nothing can be the cause of itself. Since the essence and existence of contingent beings remains distinct at every moment, their existence must be imparted to them at every moment. They do not possess existence in virtue of what they are, but they must receive it extrinsically. This dependence follows the structure of an essentially ordered causal series, in which each member is dependent on the prior for its very efficacy. Just as a stick cannot move a rock unless it is moved by a hand, contingent beings cannot sustain their own existence. An accidentally ordered series such as human reproduction can in principle regress infinitely because each member possesses its causal power intrinsically. But an essentially ordered series cannot regress infinitely, for each member is only a borrower of existence, and there must be something intrinsic to existence itself from which they can borrow. As St. Thomas can be paraphrased, in efficient causes it is not possible to proceed to infinity, because in all efficient causes following in order, the first is the cause of the intermediate, and the intermediate is the cause of the ultimate. If we proceed to infinity in efficient causes, there will be no first efficient cause, and consequently no ultimate effect. Thus, there must be a first cause of existence, something that does not receive existence but just is existence. A first cause cannot have an essence distinct from its existence, otherwise it too would require an external cause. It must be pure existence itself, or ipsum esse subsistence. But there can only be one such thing, as if there were two, there would have to be a distinguishing factor between them, some additional attribute or accident. But then neither would be purely identical to existence itself. Therefore, the first cause must be unique, one, and utterly simple. Aquinas confirms that which is subsistent being itself cannot be multiplied except by the addition of some differentiating factor, and this would mean composition, which contradicts the notions of subsistent being itself. Since therefore God is subsistent being itself, nothing can be added to him but what is by mere participation. Hence it is clear that God is absolutely simple. Since this being is identical to existence, it must exist necessarily without cause. It must be unchangeable, for change requires potentiality. And this being is pure actuality. It must be immaterial, since material things have composition and contingency. It must be perfect, for imperfection entails privation of being. It must be omnipotent, since all power derives from being, and it is ipsum esse itself. It must be intelligent, for its causality is not mechanical but metaphysical, imparting being itself. Thus we have demonstrated that all things we experience require an external cause of existence, that this causal series cannot regress indefinitely, and that there must be one necessary being whose existence is existence itself. This being is uniquely one, uncaused, necessary, and all-perfect, and this is what we call God. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into Thomistic metaphysics, please feel free to subscribe for more content. That is all. Thank you.